Hi guys, Spudguts here with some news from DRABA, base DRABA. Hello DRABA Saint DRABA. From the depths, missile health changes. Now this might be bigger than it seems. Missile health was changed dramatically in a recent patch. It might have not been noticed by most people, but we're gonna go through it. Missile health points were increased recently. The big numbers can be intimidating at first. I'm on the road, so we'll explain the reasoning behind the change. First of all, safe trips, Mr. Posting Freak. Let's go through the basics. 20-second recharge. Laser anti-munition systems does roughly 5 damage per material. Power for 10 minutes included. Against the longer reload times on medium missiles, that increases to 6 to 7 damage per material, I would assume he's saying. Get out of your malware bites. Small missiles have shorter reloads, but also lower health points per cost. Large missiles have a huge health points bonus, or boost, but very long reload times. I think that's just game balance, right? We don't need to make everything the same. We don't need to make everything perform the same. Is this a change to try to get everything to perform the exact same? Anyway, let's get into it. I haven't read any of this yet. This is all new to me. Missiles with lots of bodies do less damage, but are not practical to shoot down. Why aren't they practical to shoot down? Missiles with low module counts are decently durable, reload time even without bodies, but have low damage, so again, not necessary to shoot down. Interesting. So he's saying smaller missiles are not worth shooting down because they don't do enough damage. So people make bigger missiles. I guess this is, I'm predicting this is DRABA's way of saying stop spamming huge missiles, make smaller, more strategic missiles. DRABA, if you ever see this, just let us know. Put us in the light here. Kind of explain a little bit. It might shed some light on this. I'll pin the comment. Reasons for the older versions. LAMs had to specialize. Ones against small missiles couldn't kill medium missiles or APS in time. Mid-LAMs overkilled small missiles but used too much power and weak APS and had trouble against crams and larger missiles. 4Q switches had overkill problems across the board. Missile decoys were mostly binary, either get all the missiles or get none, and wanted to avoid magical damage multipliers as much as possible. If HP goes up, CWIS needs those. Okay, so he wants to basically say, like, there isn't just some arbitrary counter, like, oh, just Flak just does so much more damage to missiles, it just has, like, this random multiplier on it just so that it's forcibly the counter to missiles. Also, what I take from this is he's saying that however you make your LAMs or CWIS system, it's not going to do well against a different missile type, which I would actually say is a good thing. Also, this light keeps moving. I'm sorry. Does it look? It probably looks a lot better like that. Anyway, I think he's saying that overall, it's hard to make something that works for more than one purpose. Things have to be over-specialized, and missile decoys are hit or miss, which I agree that exists in the game, but I think it's not a bad thing. DRABA, I don't think it's a bad thing. Maybe people complain about it, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Changes that made more HP necessary. 0 Q switch damage buff, output regulator slider reducing a base energy drain. These make the easy, simple, universal LAM system possible. A few 0 Q nodes pump out tons of low damage ticks. Same for lots of low drain 4 Q switch nodes. So I think he's saying that faster fire rate LAMs are better for missiles overall. So if it's a continuous laser or a very fast firing LAMs, laser anti-munition system, then it would be better and more efficient against missiles overall because it only uses as much power as it needs to kill the missiles. And so I guess he's trying to nerf that. I don't like this so far. I don't like this change at all. I don't think it's something going in the right direction here. Trying to make everything do the same thing. I don't know. I don't think it's a necessary change, and I don't think things should be balanced around material cost. If anything, it should be balanced around how many missiles you're firing, which is arbitrary right now because of ammo cost. But I'm not going to get into infinite ammo regen again for like the 18th time in a row on one of these rant videos. Let's get on with this. Decoys were made much better and have a noticeable variance. Distracting just 1/3 of enemy missiles means your LAMS has got a 50% damage buff, essentially. He's saying that because decoys exist, LAMS don't need to be as effective, and that LAMS are basically extremely powerful now as decoys just distract from like most of your missiles. Which I don't think is a bad thing. That's just kind of the point of decoys, is it not? You're using materials and ammunition to fire off a decoy that you could otherwise use as firepower to distract enemy, a chance to distract enemy missiles. And the larger and more missiles there are, the smaller chance you have of distracting them. Body multiplier went down to tighten HP ranges. Oh, okay. So bodies are the main source of extra HP, so you got to give something back to compensate. So he's saying that the missile bodies were recently nerfed, and so this change effectively would compensate for the nerf to missile bodies. And so this whole change compound would be missile bodies get nerfed, so longer, bigger missiles are not as good because you can't just stack stats. But missiles overall have more health, so having missiles in general is just better. It's a buff to missiles, but discouraging the use of extremely large and wasteful missiles is what this is going. I'm a little for this, a little against it. The reasoning is half and half on it. I like it. It's kind of sold me. Let's go through the rest of it. With all the changes missiles need extra health points. So wait, with all these changes, missiles need extra health points, so they can't get away without a magical CIWS multiplier anyway. I'm sorry, the wording, commas please, DRABA. But I think he's saying with that last one, with all these changes recently to the game, missiles have no way of getting in close because they're just too weak. Like, you can't stack bodies on them anymore to make them really powerful. So it's necessary to increase their health. I don't know about that. Maybe in a larger scale with larger ships where the missiles are smaller and not as impactful. But I mean, in smaller scale, I don't know. It's hard to tell when game balance is so sandboxy. It's just so everywhere, and I don't really get the perspective on what's being changed and why, because we don't really see what the size of battles or what they're comparing or what ships they're really talking about or specifics. It's kind of weird and vague. But I think, again, if we have a natural way of limiting size, just some sort of economy system, like refining ammunition. Oh God, I'm going on that rant again. Anyway, let's just finish this up. If you aren't giving up damage for bodies, a 7-meter medium missile has roughly 6.5 to 8,000 health points right now. That's 2.2 thousand materials. LAMS that shoots it down is 1 to 1.3 thousand. No assist from decoys. By giving up damage, health points can be pushed to roughly 20,000. But the reason to do that is to plow through LAMS in the first place. LAM's volume is pretty insignificant, but it's universally good to still great to have on most things. Just slap on 30 armor penetration and use it as a makeshift charge laser when the pumps would be idle otherwise. As usual, numbers are adjusted as things progress. Old ones turn out to be off. Whether or not current health points have to go down without other changes mostly depends on how practical new decoys are. We'll check back on this thread for some example setups if any come up. Please avoid 10,000 HP missiles, oh my god, posts. So, again, overall, I think DRABA has the best intentions in heart for reducing spam and reducing large, wasteful missiles, but at the same time making missiles useful. I think, like he's saying, please avoid 10,000 HP missiles, oh my god, post is right, because I think everyone should keep in mind that with every major change to the From the Depths game balance, everything is going to change. And you can't think of it in the current perspective of, what if missiles right now had just 10,000 health points? Yeah, but missiles right now are different than missiles if they get changed. Completely different, way of interacting with the game. Completely different damage multipliers, completely different health points. Maybe he'd even change the ammunition or reload times or whatnot. But anyway, I think DRABA overall is making missiles move towards a more strategic, high-risk, high-reward munition type. What do you guys think of the changes? I'm kind of in favor of them, but I don't know, the reasoning's kind of iffy for me on the whole land sizes. You know, I get the whole game balance thing, but I think it would make more sense and be more complete if we had a relatively sensible economy system in From the Depths. But anyway, guys, this has been SpudCubs with another little update on From the Depths. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you like these little update videos, or you want to see some From the Depths updates or tutorials or little builds that I do. I do them all over my channel. Please share the video if you'd like to help me out. And, you know, if you really want to do something for me, for little old SpudCubs, please have a buoyant day.